The word resilience, when I think about it, really says a lot about me and says a lot about the women, the children, the youth that we work with, but also says a lot about our community, the Latino community. And sometimes we don't recognize our own resilience, but as an individual, I think I have grown up through all kinds of things, and I think I'm very resilient and I can stand tall, and I can also help others to stand tall. So resilience is about, to me, it's also about power. I grew up on the west side of St. Paul. And if you know the west side, those of you who know the west side, it was very much Mexicano and Chicano. And I just always remember that everybody knew my family. So growing up, we lived in a house, a big double house. We lived on one side, and my abuelita and my tia and tío and cousins lived on the other side. And now today, I live on the side that my grandmother lives on, and my sister lives on the side that we grew up on. So it's still a family home all of these years later. And I'd like to always have that as a family home for us. Over the years, when I think about the Latino community and what has transformed or what has happened over the years, I think about the fact that, first of all, Mexicanos have been in Minnesota since the 1800s. And I don't think everybody knows that. I mean, our community may know that, but outside of our community, that may not be known. And I think people always think that it's more newcomers than people who have been established here. But Minnesota has a long established Latino community. And I think one of the ways we've transformed is when I was growing up, I thought everything happened on the west side. That's where all Mexicanos and other Latinos lived. But in fact, Minneapolis had more Latinos. We just had more in one neighborhood than most neighborhoods had. And then over time, the East Side grew with a large Latino population. So I think we've transformed neighborhoods. And so when we think about our community, it's always been really vibrant. And I think people have always been involved. But when we look around, you can look at almost in any neighborhood and you can see Latinos live there. I mean, we are everywhere. We're business owners. That's a community that has transformed over the years, and we help each other. There are business owners that help other business owners. Yeah. There are people in corporations that help others get into corporations. And so I think that's part of how we have transformed through the local organizations like Esperanza United, which was Casa de Esperanza before. You know, we have had youth participate in our program who work for us now. You know, we've had leaders that have been involved in our leadership program nationally that have also worked for us, or they've worked for others that we know. And so that's transformation. When we can work with kids, see them grow up, participate with us, and then coach other kids or mentor other kids, and then become our employees or the employees of other organizations, that's transformation. You know, it took me a long time to think of myself as a Latina with legacy, right? I think of so many Latina leaders out here in Minnesota, certainly nationally, but in Minnesota that I think they're leaving a legacy. Like I look at my mentor, Lupe, and I've been trying to continue to live out her vision. And I believe I've done that well, and others who work at Esperanza United. Because for me, it was always about this vision of community and how do we involve community, and not just women and girls, but also boys and men and whole community families. So I have always felt that I'm blessed to be a leader in Minnesota. I feel like I've, over the years, my focus, because it has been on community, and I've always thought about what a community leader means. Not me as a leader, but me as a community leader. And for me, that means that I'm always thinking about the well-being of the community. And so with that, I'm very proud to be a Latina leader in Minnesota. And I think I'm one of many. What I like a lot about Minnesotans Minnesotans is that, first of all, I think people who live in Minnesota are used to volunteering, they're used to giving, um, and they are used to also sharing. But I also think organization wide, I think more and more organizations are learning that it's important to be in community. When I used to say that, I don't have the right to walk in front of my community, I have the right and the responsibility to walk alongside. So, first of all, I want people to understand that there is history. And if they knew more about Latino history, they could really open their eyes about how wonderful our community is, first of all. And I think the other thing is I want people to know that we are a vibrant community. We're a strong community. And I think we have pride in our community. Be bold and also be smart. So someone said to me, "Oh, you mean be smart and then be bold?" I go, "No, no, no." Because if you try to be smart, then you're going to think about all the reasons why you shouldn't do this. Oh, no, 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 that's not going to work. No, no, be bold. And then you're already out there. And then you say, okay, we need to think about this and this and this. But you turned it around. And I always say, be bold. That's what I want you to do. And I am Patricia Tototzintle, a Latina leader in Minnesota.